Hello, everybody, and welcome to MSUM League of Legends. My name is Sam, and this is my co-caster.
Hello, I'm Connor.
And we will be streaming for MSUM versus, oh my goodness, I forgot the name, University of Iowa tonight.
Yeah, University of Iowa looking pretty, their roster's looking pretty stacked just from the pre-analysis that we were looking at. However, this is going to be a good test for MSUM. Going off of their week 1 loss to North Dakota, I want to say.
Yeah, it was the University of North Dakota. Yes, and an unfortunate 0-2 with just a lot of kills overall going against MSUM. So I really do hope that we can see just a little bit more aggression from MSUM, because I think that they do have the ability to get some really good kills.
Yeah, they definitely have the capabilities, and we've seen that they are more than capable of being able to win games just through our practices and watching all that. But tonight's going to be a very good test. There's a lot coming out, and I, for one, am very excited to see what they roll out with, especially in the bans.
Exactly, and during ban phase, people don't really assume that that is as important, but I think it's very influential. I mean, depending on which bans you get, you can influence people to pick specific things that they feel comfortable on, but you just outplay them on their comfort picks, and then from there, you don't really know what's going to happen.
Exactly. I'd argue that banning is one of the most important phases of the game, especially when you get into competitive, higher tier play, like we are like we'll be showing here tonight. Especially in, like, if you take a look at LCS, ban phase is the only time coaches are able to interact before the game starts, which really shows how influential this can really be.
Exactly. And unfortunately, we do not have a coach for the MSUM team, so that's also probably a big influential thing right there. When it comes to picks and bans, I mean, you don't have somebody thinking about what if they pick this, or what if they do ban out a specific person? How do you circumvent that? And with skill levels of everybody on MSUM, I definitely think that is a big worry that they have in every single game that they are in. I mean, Rocket Boppet being silver compared to some of the other people, but still putting their own when they go into games. I mean,
exactly, and it's that experience level, really. Obviously, as you play more and more games, you'll learn more and more about how your bands should be running out, and that I'm excited to see how they do it tonight. This is going to be very exciting.
Yeah, I definitely believe that this is going to be really, really important for everybody. We're just getting into the in-game lobby right now, waiting for those picks and bans to start going. We will have a bit of a delay before we actually see a lot of stuff. But it's definitely pinnacle, I think, for MSUM. I really want to see them do really well, and with these picks and bans, it's going to be very important. Right now, looking at the ranks of each person right now, for the...
I'm just going to say it, I was looking very stacked. I apologize, I cut you off there a little bit.
No, you're fine. I'll show you the in-game lobby, because you guys can't get into it anyways. We have a full group. But if you look, we have Lego 69 unranked on the University of Iowa team, but I mean, you never know. This could just be how they're kind of hiding their ways of getting that, so that they can't really get too much information for MSUM. I mean, Cloud 12 Platinum 1, Chef Freddy Platinum 4, Dark Void Gold 3, Slayne Silver 2, but I know that he has played a little differently and has played at that platinum level. Rocket Boppet, okay. I mean, like I said, Rocket Boppet will have a kind of a difficult time, but I mean, I don't think that should stop everybody.
Really not.
I mean, if we look at it, it's Tickler at Gold 1, Lego 69 unranked, a Frozen Titan, Grandmaster, Flex Queen, Diamond 2, Area fans unranked. So,
However, one thing that piques my interest here is that you can see that the two of the players on behalf of Iowa are they're level 27, which is coming from like as high of a caliber team as we know them to be. I would not be shocked if these are low-ranked Smurf accounts. It wouldn't surprise me, to say the least.
I definitely agree with you, especially with a lot of how this is going. I'm not sure why we have 3 spectators right now. I know that we're only allowed to have 1 spectator per team, so it's kind of confusing why they're doing it. However, I think a Frozen Titan, if MSUM can
shot this Grandmaster down.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like that is the biggest hurdle right now that we know of. I mean, we do have Platinum players on our team, so I feel like they can play against that Diamond, but also, I mean, it's still difficult.
Turn off the thing so they don't see the draft hole.
Don't worry. I'll get it.
But yeah, I'm very excited. Drafting is one of my picks and bans are one of my favorite parts to see in general. It's very exciting.
And
so
I will get this on screen super quick, so that we can hopefully get this before they start picking and banning. This is actually something that we haven't had to do before. So I thank you for everybody for being patient on this draft. There we go. So for now, we'll take a look. Hopefully, there's a different spectator. I love that
yeah,
they have different stuff. I'm sorry that you guys see all of this stuff in the background. I'm going to that, but this is how we're going to have to do it.
F11 full screen.
You're correct. It's been a hot minute since I've actually done this, so give me 1 second so I can fix this to fit to our screen. Alright, so yeah, right now we have, we're just waiting for the picks and bans to start. I'm just going to check and make sure everything's... But what would you like to see in this pick and bans phase?
I really want to see another game out of Zeri, especially after last week. Despite the 0-2 loss, they were still MSUM was still looking very good on that Zeri bot lane. I'd like to see more enchanters selected as well. With the Zeri, they combo fantastically, and that is a Hecarim ban on behalf of Iowa.
Yeah, and that's because if they've been doing their homework. I mean, looking into Slayne, knowing that he is fairly a one-trick pony, excuse the joke there, but he does main playing Hecarim a lot in that jungle with that Lulu ban as well. I mean, I don't know where that Lulu's coming from, but I respect it. It
was actually extremely strong this patch. Just the fact that the combos extraordinarily well with some of the best ADCs in the bot lane. You're looking at Sivir, you're looking at Misfortune, Lucian especially, passive procs off of any enchanter really. That's why you see Lucian Nami so commonly. But the Vex ban, and there we go. We do see the Sivir ban. That's a very good ADC ban, and they are Iowa rolls out with the Pyke first pick. Very interesting.
I think with the Pyke there, that Sivir ban was a very good choice. Just because the rundown that you can just get with that Sivir ultimate, especially, and with the spell shield. and I would
Exactly.
like to see this Yumi picked up by
There,
MSUM.
yep. Yumi is however, you most commonly see that Yumi comboed with that Sivir. Sivir, I think, would have been a very good pick to have into the Yumi, and the Sejuani jungle. This is something that I'm very excited to see.
I am too.
Sejuani very strong right now
too, though. I mean,
Ooh,
I know that that Rocket hasn't been playing it too much, but I definitely feel like it would be pretty easy to put that up there. She has an easy kit. She has very strong defense, CC, everything. I think that would be great for either position right now. I still feel
for
like
either top
you're correct.
or jungle. All right, and that obviously Viego jungle. The laning phase for Viego not very good, so you almost assume that he's going 100% into the jungle. And this is a jungle counter pick exactly. I do like the Yumi into the Pyke, especially. I feel like I got to touch on that more because obviously that's one less target for Pyke to try and hook. You know,
Exactly.
There's less opportunities to mess up. And we see the Victor down the mid lane. Very interesting.
Very CC heavy odds.
Oh yeah, you have Viego stun. You have Victor has a stun as well. It's slow additionally.
Slow stun, and once he gets his laser going, it's just going to be slow after slow. Plus, once he upgrades that Q, I mean, it's going to be quick.
It just pumps damage. The Q is so powerful,
Which
especially
is why
after
I like
the upgrade.
this Ari pick on MSUM.
Ari is there. We go. Ari is very good, especially with Charm. It is one of the most powerful abilities in the game.
And against Viego and Victor, I think that's going to be very crucial.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The one thing to note is that all of Ari's ability, or I'm sorry, her Q and her E all go over wall. So that's her orb, which is just a fantastic ability. AP on the go through, and then on the draw back, it does true damage. And so as we see, failing to comment on some of the bans, we see the Aatrox ban on the top, followed up swiftly by a Jhin ban for Iowa. And
Definitely,
so now MSU, yeah, good bans coming through.
Especially since Cloud is really commonly known to be using that as an ADC, and with MSUM, their biggest issue that they normally have is they have too many supports. And I could have seen Cloud pick up that and play ADC them.
Absolutely. Although now, so Zeri has dodged the ban phase. I don't know how I feel about the Ezreal. Bruiser Ezreal is very strong. However, I think I would have preferred to see the Zeri, especially with the Yumi on there.
I definitely agree, especially with how this is going. I mean, I want to...
Because now Zeri dodged ban as well, so that means that...
But even then, Iowa is looking to pick up Varus, and I think Varus is a really good champion against this team of Yumi and Ezreal. I mean, poking out Ezreal super easy with Pyke. I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely.
That's going to be a danger that they're going to have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Which maybe that makes sense for the Ezreal in there, because now that you've got you've got access to the Bruiser build of Ezreal, so you're going to have you're going to have more sustainability in lane. Mm-hmm. The Yumi gives such good, and we are going to potentially see a set from University of Art. That is confirmed.
They
locked it in the set. Yeah. Now I'm very excited to see what the top laner. So that's going to be Rocket Bob, and I'm very excited to see what Rocket runs out as the counter pick to the set. This is something that they struggled with all last week, was no counter pick for top lane.
We are actually getting an Alawi. We haven't seen anything about Rocket playing Alawi, and having that is just crazy. I'm so excited for this. Honestly, this pick and ban phase is extremely nice to me.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
So I am just excited to see what goes on. We will have a bit of a delay as drafting goes through on our specific side, but we can actually go into the we'll go into it so that you guys have a little bit better view of what's going on.
I recommend skipping.
I'm a very big fan of this whole thing. The bands and such have been so good. I was extremely happy to see this.
I'll have this just for the fact of I'll keep this background up just because we know what's going to happen anyways. But just a refresher on which group is going. This will just give us a little bit more of a interesting thing to look at while this is going on. Looks like
I'm here.
game sound
Yeah.
mistake, but that's understandable. I will get that fixed right now. Oh, it looks like. Oh, that's.
No, we don't want it that low, I think.
I'm just
Feeling it out. All right.
Pike does have a stun. It is a very dangerous stun. If
Is it a stun or is it? I thought it was an airborne.
it is a stun, it is a
Okay,
full
it is
stun.
a. It's hard CC. Okay, interesting.
The actual hook that he throws is an airborne. You are correct. So I mean, that portion of it is definitely kind of dangerous, and I'm kind of glad that they didn't have a Yasuo for that, because that is easy for them to get that knock.
However, the one thing I do question is you have the Varus and you have the Pike bot lane. I'm curious why you don't go with an engaged support on the or why you don't go with more of an engagey ADC. Like, especially with the Varus, he wants to stay back and do a little bit more poking. You know, he's got his basically his puddle, the arrow shot, and a bunch of other fun stuff, fun abilities. Don't get me wrong, but not necessarily most synergistic with the Pike.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, I feel like it's kind of weird, but I definitely think what they want from that Pike, and as well as that Varus, is the later game positioning of Pike. I mean, he can get a whole team stunned just if they stand together.
Additionally, the execute is just such a powerful ability, with the cut giving that extra 300 gold. So you're not necessarily, so if the Pike gets the kill, he'll still get the shutdown bonus, but you'll still get your piece. You'll still get your cut, obviously.
Exactly.
As long as you get an assist on that kill, you know, which not impossible to have.
Yeah, and honestly, like, while I'm playing with a Pike, I'm not necessarily against Pike getting the kills. I mean, you're getting more gold for him giving you that assist gold.
Well, Pike's whole thing is he's got to hit his power spikes, right? His item power spikes, hitting them sooner than the enemies is snowbally, massive game changing.
It is crucial for them. And if you look at all these characters, they are snowball characters. Varus is a snowball character. Victor's a snowball character. Diego's a snowball character. Set is the one outlier where, he goes into a later game, but it doesn't matter if everybody else just sits and is able to farm, is able to stay safe. And I think that's might be what they will do on the Iowa side. MSUM looking for that more full-on, just team fight looking team. I mean, you have the Yumi with her ultimate. That's just crazy. Ezreal, just if he gets caught out, can E away and then just go and use his ultimate.
Yeah, he obviously gets first flash, but then he also gets second flash as well.
Exactly.
I'm curious to see if the Ahri, or obviously Alawi should be taking teleport here, because, you know, normally top laners take usually one of two things. You'll take your flash teleport, or you take your flash ignite. I think that Set, if I were on this side and I was going to be playing Set into an Alawi, first of all, I would dodge because I don't like playing against Alawi. But if I was forced to play this match, I would definitely take the ignite and the flash. As while I'm Set, I can definitely bully an Alawi's got a much worse early game than I do. Alawi will hit her power spike more towards level 3, versus Set's he'll have 2 whole levels to just beat up on him.
And I think you're correct with that. But if Rocket is playing up more of a passive game, and I know that they do like playing very passively, I think it'll be very in favor of Rocket in this matchup, especially since you're correct. Once that level 3 power spike comes from Alawi, that's when things get scary. Once she gets 6, then the game starts for Alawi.
Oh, yeah. And then we got one of my favorite skin lines in the game, High Noon Victor. So
exactly, High Noon Victor is wonderful. I mean, if we look at everybody,
the runes are interesting. As just from the quick peek on the runes, I'm seeing the summon area on Victor, where I normally do see sometimes you do see that electrocute. I'm not sure if summon area is necessarily the most common thing for Victor, but
I will put the sound up just a little bit because the master sound for in-game is still
quite low.
Let me know, again, if you're in chat, let me know if it's a little too quiet, a little too loud. We can adjust it on the fly. This is all for you. And it looks like
is this
Iowa
a potential
is going to
invade
for blue?
Okay.
Dark Void is
this
set
is
up
where
to,
Vision
to check this.
This is where Vision comes such a big part.
Dark Void does get away, but that hook is still right there. And
gets caught out, and then the flash, and then that's just over. There's not much you can do against 5.
And they back off. They don't even go towards blue. They set the ward down, and they go straight back into the next portion of
The one thing I will say is I'm proud of MSUM for not I supposedly inting that kill a little bit more, right? You know, you have to expend the flash. I would have preferred if you don't have to use the flash, because now you're down a sum and it's only a minute into the game. But now Viego's going to get a slower clear. He does get that extra 450 gold off of the...
Yeah, I mean, if you look at what he has right now he has an extra... Goodness. He has a longsword. He has that control word. I mean, Ember Knife is going to be going crazy on him. And we'll just...
Vision's going to be such a key part here.
Exactly.
MSUM needs to be slapping those wards down everywhere they can.
And with this early warding, I definitely think that it's going to be a little bit difficult for MSUM for their pathing. I do hope that if we're... Like, Slayne right now, on the red, very low. And if they catch any wind of that on the Iowa side, they could go for a potential kill onto Slayne, or even going into the specific situation where they can just go in and gank and not have to worry about that.
I do like the leashless here because it gives the Rocket Boppet more agency in top lane, because now it makes them think, hey, potentially they might not, or they have the blue buff warded, so they know that they're not going for the blue buff. Good dodge on the skill shot, on the set skill shot there, but now you're taking some unnecessary damage you don't probably have to be taking. As long as you're close enough to stay near where you're going to get that minion XP, you got to hit level 2. That's the important part here, right?
Exactly.
Level 2 is going to be so big for you. It gets you another one of your abilities. It gets you a nice little power spike, and there we go. Now we're at the level 2.
And honestly, I definitely agree with just staying in experience range, because right now, Rocket is giving damage to, just giving free damage onto themselves to the set for being that close. I mean, if I were
the E on pulling the set under tower with the E was actually a fantastic play, because you saw set got chipped down without needing to do anything for it. Misses the cannon, unfortunately. It looks like Var is going for an invade on the blue potentially. Oh no, just taking the vision cone away. But now they know that the blue buff is still up.
We do have a Victor.
The Victor's low, but the Pike is already in mid lane. This is a fast roam on and there Ari's down again, and it's only not even 4 minutes in. This is
a very good
unfortunate on MSUM's part.
I'd like to see. It looks like
I want to see this Varus punished for being out of position, right? Because he's alone. There's 2 of them. He's half health, but now the Pike's coming back, and they just don't get the punish on the Varus.
Yeah,
and you don't need to use that ability there. You can just keep walking. The Pike wasn't gonna hit you because the mana's already low, and now you're gonna back. You're gonna give a free wave shove to the bot lane. I'm not liking these plays.
No, I definly think they're MSUM
because now that Viego's gonna attempt to challenge inside of the blue jungle.
Exactly.
And Sejuani's lower level. Viego's got those extra items. What do you do if you're the Seji? Do you just try and steal?
Sedge is trying to steal it,
but you have no bottom laners there.
There's no damage going in onto this Viego right now. And
he's gonna get away with this
point,
unpunished. He'll take at least the blue buff. Okay, you don't go back. Slayne using the smite early. These are just. I want to say that these are just nerves, but okay, you can punish the Viego. Oh nope, the Pike is still there. So
and then
the Yumi mechanics are coming in good though.
Victor just did get another kill onto the
Ari. Yeah, it makes me wonder if Ari's not necessarily the big or like a pick that you're necessarily comfortable on, if it's just a Victor counter. But even then, I feel like there are probably other champs, you know? Stick with your comfort over.
Exactly.
See the invade again. Are they finally going to punish?
And Lulu gets out safe with this invade. They just keep going back. I mean, if you look at it,
the clear time's being so wasted on behalf of Red Team.
was not even able to go in to get any health from it. And Viego just gets a free blue for that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at what point do you decide, if you're MSUM, that, hey, these fights aren't worth taking, I'll concede it, I'll get more money on my level ups, or I'll go get more farm off of my Krugs are back up, my Raptors are back up. When do you decide, hey, I'm just going to concede this blue side? It's not worth it.
Exactly. And if we look at this, looking at the CS leads right now, Set is up almost 30 farm. We have farm on Sejuani still 10 behind, but I mean, as a jungler, that's not too bad. But Victor is extremely ahead as well at this point in the time. But the only person that's actually gotten a kill for MSUM was the Ezreal, and he still is down on,
which is fine because you want your AD carry to scale better, right? Like,
true.
That's not necessarily something you're upset about.
Definitely not.
Okay, looks like this engage going on the top lane. Just taking all this free damage off of this ability. It's so good. The tether is so strong. And now Conqueror procs off of that as well. So now, even though you're a little bit lower initially on the fight, you get just a lot more health back for free.
Exactly. And I want to go.
The only downside is with these Alawi tentacles, they're free gold. 5 gold may not seem like a substantial amount, but it
does
is
get
still.
you a lead. Yes, you are correct. I do want to go to this free dragon that just happened right there.
Yep.
I mean,
there's so much agency. This Varus, it's not going well on behalf of MSUM. It's 4-1. It's only 7 minutes into the game. They've already given up the first neutral objective. The Baron or Rift Herald is coming up soon. So if you're MSUM, you have to be looking at a potential fight over that Baron. You can't let this Viego keep farming and keep, because Viego's, he's powerful in the early game, but he's especially strong in the mid game.
I also want to take a look. If you look, every single area right here is warded by the blue team Iowa. That's a lot of coverage with nothing gained by MSUM. You see one ward.
No, like in this bottom half of the map, there's no way that they can go through the river without being spotted.
Exactly. So there is no potential for MSUM to do their own counter invade, not even like vertical jungling. But it looks like Sejuani is going in for the gank right here.
All right, the Pike is out of position. Okay, he gets the stun off. The Varus is out of position. There we go.
Still too far out.
Needs to die. You need to die.
Gets the kill.
Does get
it. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Just so much action right there. But it looks like Pike might go down here with Slane and Cloud, and they do get the kill.
However, Cloud getting the kill as the Yuumi makes you feel a little rough, and now it's just going to be that Baron. You have to worry about it now because you don't clean up that fight as fast as you want to. So that's going to be another neutral top objective.
Exactly.
Just taken. And Slane is not respecting the fact that Viego has such strong right now clears, right?
I mean, he just got
it, and he's not even for free. He didn't even have to.
They did get a single kill there. I mean, they're still down.
2 kills actually, because they got the one on the.
You're correct. Yeah.
On the Varus, and then.
Yeah, they got the Pike and the Varus. But I mean, even if you look at that, that still isn't a good trade, especially since Alawi did go down under turret as well. So.
But that's Set's thing. He's a bruiser. He's gonna bully you under turret, especially with the ulti. You know, you gotta respect him. Even though he's a melee champion, he sure plays like a ranged a large amount of the time.
He has that ability, and it's just extremely strong. I want to go back to see this specifically.
All right, this is potentially. This can be a game. This can be a momentum shifter.
Although Sejuani's right here on the
Sejuani's right there, but Viego's still a higher level. All right, he misses the stun, and he's gonna keep taking the farm. You have to respect. He's right there. You gotta let Rocket pop it. No, and the ulti gets canceled.
However, this might be good.
That big shutdown on the Viego, and
exactly, just kills everywhere. This might actually be really good for MSUM. I mean, Set is right there.
You have to kill the Set. You have to kill Set here. There's no excuse that he gets out for free.
If he gets out for free, I'm going to be upset because Ari should have gone up for that.
This should be a free kill on the set, but instead you're focusing on the Victor in the mid lane, and it's just like, not worth it.
It looks like Sejuani was trying to find it, however, just went the incorrect route for it. I mean, I probably would have gone that same route as well. It's a safer route for people most of the time, but it is less.
You got to smack those vision plans. You got to know if the Viego's coming or where he's at.
I definitely would like to see that. There we go.
It feels late though, right? It's like he waits
late.
A whole extra couple seconds. Rift Herald's down and spawned in mid. They know you're gonna get that because you're clearing out that control ward right now.
And
Ahri pops the ult, so getting the faster movement. You got to try and kill the Victor here, right?
Down. But
he's not gonna die though. He's
unable to get the last part of it.
You got to try and kill the
Victor's cage going
never
down.
Punished. On behalf of Iowa, and if you just take a look, we haven't mentioned it at all. The gold lead.
Yes, I mean
over 5k gold on behalf of Iowa.
And it's not even about kills at this point. I mean, MSUM has caught up fairly well. Only what, 3 kills left? I mean,
only down 3.
Yeah,
but you got to start profiting off of these shutdowns. You got to have your mid laner start roaming. And look at that mid tower, just the one Baron and the Victor.
Mid
really
tower is literally one hit away.
Gone. It's gone now, right? That's all platings for Victor and an additional first. And the Pike just being a general menace. Yeah. You gotta wonder if the Yumi's still the pick here. Does Ignite kill? Oh no, then the Ignite doesn't even kill fast enough.
Ignite unfortunately unable to get the kill.
And they're just going back for the invade.
Sejuani still just getting beat up. Rocket
it's like
whose
blue jungle is this, bro? It's like, whose blue jungle is this? The Viego spent more time over there than the Sejuani
Victor's here, sees that vision ward, just gonna take it for free. There's no punish here. There's no punish for them just sitting in red side.
And Ahri missing the charm. It's such a crucial skill shot to hit because it gives you that burst potential, which you have a large amount of with Leandri's.
And while even Pike has
another neutral objective potentially,
he's able to watch out for all of these players. I mean, this Varus and this Pike very low, but Viego just sitting, knowing that if they do get pulled on, like jumped on, he can just go in.
And they'll take the dragon and they'll go in anyways. Look, like I said, they're coming right on in. They want their 4 people here.
Ezreal just goes down instantly.
Just absolutely crumpled. You see the Viego use the ult.
The Ahri does
that's Varus down. That is Varus down. And then the set's just doing top lane stuff.
Yeah.
Ahri
can't really do anything. It has that Yuumi. I feel like this is not the play to play Yuumi. You're absolutely correct. There's no pressure from that support. I mean, you see, if I saw a Pike from that.
Well, the Pike has been roaming the entire game, right?
Yeah,
it's like
counter. We have to have some counter on that, but there's just nothing going on.
I mean, if we take a look at the itemization screen for a second, Ahri she's got the Lost Chapter, got the Doran's Ring, which leads me to believe that we are going with the not the Leandri's, but the Luden's Tempest. A fantastic burst item on Ahri, but the CS differentials on both sides aren't everything. We
see triple digits on all of the on the mid laner, the bottom laner, and the top laner, where all we see is at most is 77 from the MSUM mid laner.
And it's key to note, Varus is 4-3 or is 3-4-3. The Ezreal is 3-4-0, but you see the Varus. Varus has a completed item, completed boots, and components for another item, and still has their starting item. And the cat goes down again.
I don't.
You
think
need this Ezreal to start scaling
don't think this
much
Ezreal
faster.
And Yuumi was the pick here.
No,
I feel like Yuumi could have been good, but they just got countered from the.
All right, well, at least you get the Pike to miss his ult, and you have to try and kill the Varus here, right? The Varus has tower shots, but dope, not even.
It looks like Sejuani going in, but
and just crumpled by the set.
However, it is a good trade.
950 gold shutdown, and that's 1 kill for the Ahri. Pike gonna use that blast cone.
Going in,
misses the charm, unfortunately.
But I do think it's a good play to back off right there. I mean, you don't have really.
You don't know where the Victor's at, and well, now you do. Does Ahri have the Ludens now? Is Ludens proccing for the Ahri?
No, they still have Lost Chapter. But the Ludens proc that you're seeing is most likely from that Victor. because he's still
Well,
up there.
Victor Leandri is very.
Yes.
The burn is so powerful.
Especially off of his laser. His laser does a crazy amount of damage already, but
Bonkers.
then the burn from that is going to keep them going. I mean, now we have bounties on MSUM's side. 300, 400, 600, 600 for all of these objectives, and they don't have any damage on any of the towers right now.
You need to start capitalizing on these. All right, and you see the Varus coming in. The Ari doesn't know. Okay.
MSUM does get the...
No, the Rift Herald gets stolen too.
Oh, it did! It looked like it had gone to them, but they were unfortunately able to do that.
It's just not clean. Chased down, stolen. Your objectives are gone. Your team fight is gone. You have your Victor split pushing. This is just gonna be a rough first game. And how do you come back from a 14k gold deficit?
Exactly. I mean, looking at
generally
this,
speaking, most of the time you just don't.
They're with 21 kills on Iowa's side. It definitely makes me wonder.
Goodbye, Red Turret 1.
What MSUM is
we'll probably
going
get a second charge on Rift Herald because the Yuumi has no pressure, period. It's just something that Yuumi doesn't have an ability to.
Even a Fed Yuumi does not have that.
There we go. There's two. And at least you kill the Rift Herald before it hits your inhib turrets, right? You take the small victories, I guess, at this point.
And, I mean, MSUM is down to 2 turrets. One... and they're top and bottom. I mean...
You've got a naked inhib. You've got a naked inhib at 16 minutes, right? You have no pressure in any of the lanes. It's fine if you're ahead in at least one, but the early game pressure from the jungler is just so impactful.
Blue side, just
vision.
You can see everything besides where Sejuani is right there.
And 4 levels ahead, you have to flash to get away, but the set still gets the movement speed off of using his Q to chase you down. But it's just pressuring you off of your CS, everything.
It's just a lot of little things. I mean, look at MSUM's vision.
Well, the little mistakes just piling up and up.
This is... I just don't think that this is going to be great for anybody.
No. You get the Pyke roaming the jungle. He's not afraid of anybody at this point.
No, definitely not.
Because he knows that he's got his whole team there to back him up.
I mean, Dark and Slane just getting dove on.
Okay, you punished the Pyke here, right? Correct? There's not a world and he lives that. He's got
uses
the Zonias.
He had the Zonias for that. Actually, no, it was just like stopwatch.
Just stopwatch.
So unfortunately, right now, there's... I mean...
This match has to be... Or this game is over, right?
I feel like right now, this is... Set
and this
doing good with
excellent mechanics on that set, you know?
Yeah.
Just...
I mean, it definitely looks like this is not going to go well for MSUM. I don't think they can come back from this. I mean, they have 2 towers already.
5 on the Nexus turrets. They're gone, right? Before anyone respawns on the half of MSUM.
Slane and Dark are
they can just ignore them, right? They don't need to take this fight.
They don't need to take the fight
padding at this point.
Basically, it's just to keep them off so that the other people can actually hit the tower. And at almost 18
wow, they're just leaving it at 1 HP, and the Viego just goes for the kill as soon as somebody starts to die.
That's an 18-minute win right there, and
that's rough
for blue side. And
that is a sub 1830 win, and you just once again, we're just provided on how impactful mid lane is, right?
Yes.
Despite the set doing the most damage in the lobby, he does those kind of stuff.
Exactly. It looks like MSUM is also going to be going to red side for the next one, just for a FYI for everybody. But yeah, no, I think the draft side was
dirty.
Yeah.
It was dirty. Every fight they took was dirty. They don't punish, or there was so many opportunities to punish that just went
Exactly. I feel like there was a lot of opportunities where they could have gotten ahead. They could have focused more on the neutral objectives. They didn't They didn't get a single dragon. They didn't have the opportunity to get a single dragon. They weren't getting any of the neutrals.
Neutrals are so neutrals are so important. Rift Herald especially, there's so much early game pressure if you can get him, and the Viego is killing those objectives off spawn, really, right?
Exactly. So yes, MSUM going to blue side this time, and it looks like it's not going to be too much different. But for now, I mean, again, that Silas ban, the Hecarim ban, the Echo ban. I would like to see a Viego ban from MSUM, honestly.
I mean, I don't even think the Viego is the biggest problem there, right? Like the Viego was
so, but I definitely would like to get them that as a comfort
off of that impactful jungler.
Yes, especially since they are getting that Hecarim off of Slane.
Oh, 100%. There's no way Hecarim goes without banning it. I feel like now, if you are on the behalf of MSUM, you start thinking about not necessarily your bans. You don't change too much. If you're banning specifically based off of what you saw last match, ban the Pike and you ban the Viego. That's the only two things I think you change, right?
I believe so. I mean, there's a lot of things. I don't think this Yuumi worked at all, and they still go straight back to it.
I wouldn't. Like, MSUM has an abundance of support players. You don't play the Yuumi into this. It doesn't feel good, right? Like, the Yuumi has very little impact.
Yeah.
If you're on somebody who doesn't benefit tremendously from it. And so MSUM kind of shooting themselves in the foot by banning the Sivir. Like, you have the potential to have the enemies not play it, but don't you feel better if you get access to that prio?
Exactly.
Like, for picks especially, do you just pick up an early bot lane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for your first two, you do your draft as normal, but then you for your first picks, you pick up if you're dead set on that Yuumi, which I personally don't like, you pick up that Sivir, you pick up the Yuumi.
Exactly.
Then you have the opportunity for your bot lane to start snowballing like no one's business. Sivir just can absolutely go crazy. Every item spike that you get is just a tremendous increase. And there we go. Now back to bans. MSUM banning the Mordekaiser.
No, they pick up the Mordekaiser.
Or they picked the Mordekaiser.
They picked Mordekaiser and Shen. Shen obviously going top. Is that
Shen
a jungle Mordekaiser?
As an average jungle Kaiser, enjoyer, check my match history, check my UGG. There's the best way to play it, and you can go. There's two ways to play him, really. You can go full AP. You're gonna be a lot squishier, but you deal a ton of damage. Or you go with your typical demonic embrace, rift maker. You know, your omnivamp, all your good stuff. You'll live forever, and you'll still do a ton of damage.
Exactly.
For runes, your keystone is Conqueror, undisputed. It's one of the best runes in the game.
And it is honestly just a great. It's a great jungle with everything that's going on right there.
Your clear is absurd.
Oh yeah.
You can frequently get sub 3-minute clears, which sets you up so good. Because your passive procs off of jungle minions. You love to see it. And yeah, we tabbed out, so we weren't really paying attention. If you're University of Iowa, why do you ban the Ahri and the Ezreal, right? Like,
I think it's because they think that these two picks right now are going to be
the one tricks.
Not even the one tricks. I think that they feel like those are comfort picks, and I get it. I mean, I
get it. I don't necessarily agree with it. As
I also feel like this Heimerdinger is going to go mid, thinking that they're against Mordekaiser.
I mean, well, the Mordekaiser is definitely
no, exactly. I think they
jungle.
feel like the Mordekaiser is going to go into mid, but I don't believe so. I want to see them just pull out some crazy random.
The Samira making me feel some type of way. That's for sure.
I definitely think the Samira and the Yuumi can actually work at this time. I wish that they would have they instead of the Silas dropped the Pike, because Silas, yes, strong, very big in the mid lane, but Veigar could get through that without any problem.
I like the Veigar versus the Heimerdinger. I think that's a good matchup, because Heimer's biggest thing is his poke, his absurd poke with your turrets and stuff. Veigar just doesn't care, right?
Then we do get that Olaf for the jungle. I mean,
And we do get the Yord. I'm more excited
Actually,
about
no,
the Yordle mid lane.
that's a top. That's a top Olaf because
Yeah,
Nunu,
because
Nunu and Willem.
you've got Nono and William going to jungle. You got the speed build. You've got the Where is the Yone going?
Yone
I
looks
just
like
realized.
he may go. Actually, Yone is gonna
What
go.
is this?
No, it's gonna be a Heimerdinger ADC.
Heimer ADC.
Heimer ADC, Yone mid with with Pike bottom as well. Nunu Willem in the jungle with Olaf top. I've seen this before. I mean, I used to play Heimerdinger as an ADC back in the day. This is just crazy.
Back in my day, you know.
Back in my day, I mean, I'd be playing that like all the time just because it was fun, it was silly, but it can be very meta.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Well, Heimer does so much damage, especially if you build the loot. If you go the burn route on him, he does
Exactly.
so much. It's not even funny. I love the jungle Kaiser though, right? You run your flash, you run your goat, or you run smite. I'm sorry, you run smite and you run ghost. Ghost is especially good on Kaiser because one of your biggest weakness is your inability to chase down, especially in this early game, where if you use your pull and they dodge it, whatever. I'll use flash or I'll use ghost to kill you. It's whatever. You can run, but you're not going to get anything out of it.
I definitely think this is a really good play by the MSUM team. I mean, honestly.
Oh yeah. Well, I think, and this is what I think you do right away if you're MSUM. Build anti-heal, rush anti-heal.
Yes.
I know with the new changes,
It's not as good.
build
But it's still good.
build anti-heal.
I mean, it's enough that you will stop the Olaf from healing. You'll stop the Yone from healing.
You'll stop the Pike from healing.
I mean, it's enough.
It's good against
to
4
stop
members
everyone.
of the team.
Exactly. Like there's no reason why you should not be doing those.
Well, you shouldn't just rush it instantly on God right away.
I definitely think it's the play that people should be doing that.
I agree as well. All right, so this can potentially be big for MSUM, dude. I'm very excited.
I
now,
mean,
if
you and I
you're
play
Mordekaiser,
with you played Mordekaiser in the jungle all the time, and it's fun. It's amazing.
You've played with me playing in the jungle Kaiser. It does work.
It does
your
work.
Q can just delete people on cooldown. The cooldown for that is very short.
Plus, that the ultimate on Mordekaiser, unless if you're running cleanse, none of these people can actually get out of that.
You can build Quicksilver Sash for 1300, but every time I go against a laner who's like, I'm gonna build Quicksilver to counter the Mordekaiser. I'm just gonna you've got 4 other teammates. Unless you're all building Quicksilver, I'm just gonna
I'm just gonna
press R on about half your team.
It also removes the build speed of what most of these players want. Yone wants to get quick damage. Nunu Willem wants to get that defense, maybe some AP. Olaf needs
speed.
Olaf needs that damage. Heimerdinger, okay, whatever. I mean, you can build AP. That's the one person that could probably do it with Pike. But Pike has that easy lethality build. Even if when he's supporting, he's still doing it. And lethality is extremely cheap to build.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only person. Pike and Heimerdinger are probably the two that are going to be the only two that I don't feel would be really necessarily ulted by Mordekaiser in this point.
Well, as once reiterating the Mordekaiser player, smack the Heimerdinger. He's not going to build tank.
No,
just smack him around.
It'll be easy
Make
to
him
kill
die.
him.
Control, delete him.
And if you just get one magic resist item, you're going to be tough enough to take a few hits from Heimerdinger.
Yeah, exactly. You build your magic. You can build MR, and like Heimer's definitely going to build magic pen, right? He'll build his boots. He'll build his whatever.
Exactly.
But like, do you care?
Exactly.
You've got 2 massive tanks on your team. You've got Shen, who's just a big tank, but you've also got your Mordekaiser, who with proper scaling, you got to get some kills and whatnot, is a literal raid boss. One thing I do want to see out of MSUM though is I don't want them to give up early kills, right? And if you do give up early kills, don't waste your sums. That's just all I want.
I mean, I do wish that if you looked at Dark Void in the last game, I do really wish that he had not flashed in the beginning. There was no way he was getting out of that.
He was dying. He was dying regardless. So you might as well just take the L. It's whatever.
Exactly.
You'll feed some gold. It feels always bad, but like you do what you got to do. I don't know, chat. What do you guys think about this?
I'll let you chat with some chat while we wait for this, and I will be right back.
I don't know. I'm very excited about the Jungle Kaiser. I've obviously expressed that. Vigar, infinitely scaling champion, which only becomes good as long as you don't feed, or as long as you don't end the game by 18 minutes. You know, Samira is just a monster. You've got Yumi, which does Yumi things, right? You got your root, you got your whatever. You're very fun. I don't like Yumis. I'm biased against Yumis, but Kaiser scary champ, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Kaiser very scary champ. But yeah, Kaiser scary champ. Exactly. The Sejuani looked so good. All I'm saying, look, I'm gonna say it. You have names like FlexQ Gwen and Lego 69. You've got your Smurf accounts, right? You built Smurf accounts just so you don't have to show off to the enemy team what you have. That's my honest opinion. I'll say that, but I don't know. It's kind of scummy, but it is what it is. Now, yep, exactly. You see Slane coming out with the he's got the ghost and he's got the spike. You know, maybe listening to the stream. If so, how do you do? We'd love to see it. But you got to start red side on Jungle Kaiser, right? It's like non-negotiable. You got your bot laners to leash. You need to make sure you don't get invaded early. You want your stuff. You can do your 5 camp with no worry. And the best part is, if they invade your blue, you don't care. You don't need you're not a mana using champion. And okay, they throw the ward down, so they see the Heimer. Oh, yep. So just get that smack on the Q. But now they know that he's not down by his red side, and so you got to be careful, especially if you're MSUM. You got 4 of them right down there, and with the Moor just trying to stave off the Heimer. Are you just going to concede your red side? I think you just bring everyone down at this point.
I feel like right now the only thing that they can really do is just watch as their
red buff gets stolen.
The red buff gets stolen.
The red is just. Is the Mordekaiser going for the solo counter invade up on top? We love to see it. I mean, you could definitely do. Shen's got a fantastic leash.
Yeah.
You could let him go back to the lane, farm up a little bit, but like.
I definitely want to see this be a vertical jungle right here. There are pings going up back top to the red.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Mordekaiser needs to get out now, right? You need to run.
I mean, right now they might not check this. This Olaf doesn't check. Shen is right there.
That's a misplay. That is a misplay not checking that bush, because now you're freeing up the Kaiser to just your solo clear is going to be a little slower. Oh, the problem is the Nunu starting Raptors, right? You got to leash that buff into the thing so they don't know you're there. But I don't like this because you give up so much free damage. You pop your ghost to run away, and what are you getting out of it?
I mean,
nothing.
He didn't even get blue. Or red. Sorry. he still hasn't gotten blue either. I mean,
yeah, you don't have, and you have to. You're forced to smite early so that way you just don't die to your buff.
If
right?
you look at this, yeah, the Nunu is even with 2 and just still getting that red, while Slane is on. I mean, still gets it.
And first blood. Okay, well, Samira does take the pike. They get the punish this time.
Does get the better.
Heimer's already roaming down bot, which you can just see that these guys are a cohesive. They're a unit, right?
Oh, exactly. I mean, Heimer. I was right.
Heimer is the bot. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, Heimer.
I'm
Heimer
so
definitely
used to seeing him in the mid lane.
Exactly. I mean, let's look at that. Pike gets that kill, but Samira gets the kill on the Pike. I think that is way better for the MSUM team. I mean, yes, it was first blood.
However you feed first blood, yeah. The Pike for the extra gold is so useful.
But even then, it's onto their support. Yes, he is a very aggressive support like that. But imagine that though. If I was the ADC, even if I did get it second hand, I would rather get a kill onto that instead.
Yeah. Well, you know, just getting the kills anywhere you can. The gold lead is only about 500 right now, 600. That's overcomeable.
And right now in the early game, 500 gold is normal for somebody for having something like that.
There we go.
That
Good
was
use of that
nice
ability to
yes.
dodge that stun, and now the Heimer's pushed under half. I'm curious if you force the back,
because it looks like Vigor is hiding behind that tower a lot. I just saw that Willump and I wanted to see what was going on over there. We'll go back to this. Hammerdinger
the bot laner shenanigans are coming up, and this is looking like a much better start to the game than you had last time. And you got the Mordekaiser coming on in, so you know that he's pulling up.
Mordekaiser now has double buffs, so I mean, the Nunu didn't get the MSUM side red or blue either, so I think that is a very big pickup right there. This time around, they're getting some wards down, but they still don't have enough wards, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you need more control wards. You need more everything, really.
And right now, everybody's looking good. I mean, there are some wards still available for people to put down, but not too much. Olaf is going to be a little bit more difficult for Shen to deal with, because even through that taunt, he's going to be doing tons of damage with his...
Well, he wants to be melee, or he wants to be chasing after you and meleeing you anyways.
Exactly.
Like the taunt just makes it another part of his game plan.
Exactly.
I want to see an aggressive flash onto the ADCs right there to try and secure that kill.
Yes, I would like to see any type of aggression right there from either side, because that would have been really
because Nunu's
really
at half.
Exciting. We have
Vigar's fine, you know. It's like I want to see more aggression out of.
Yeah, I mean,
now you're out of mana. You're gonna be forced to back, or, I mean, it's like you're forced to back. It's whatever. Zoning off the dude. I want to see Vigar buy the Oblivion Orb. It's the AP anti-heal item.
It looks like now he's just going for the tier and boots. I mean, that's a good pickup, especially against the Yone.
Well, he had the it looks like he started tier.
Yeah, you are right.
Looks like he goes for the blue crystal and I think sapphire crystal. I'm not 100% sure. I don't play a lot of mages, to be honest with you.
Tier of the goddess and the sapphire crystal right there with boots. Yep. I mean, even then, Samira
boots are also has a Samira's got the vampiric scepter, so
boots, and then
Lost Chapter on Heimer.
Lost Chapter.
Lost Chapter is still. Lost Chapter is such a good power spike item. Like,
true, but
it's not a completed item. And see, Nunu and Willump does this, right? Like, they know that they can take this dragon because the Mordekaiser, they did have vision. I think they had vision on him, so they know that he's not there.
Yeah, they're pulling the dragon out of pit.
Nunu could solo this if they wanted to. The Pike's just here as like an insurance policy almost.
Especially since the...
Okay, well, you have the Mord coming down now, so that means I want to see the Samira come up.
Yeah, I think this is a bad play by the ADC on MSUM. That there was plenty of time to set up.
This is team fight opportunity. Those were prime team fight opportunities. And instead, they're just staying in their lane, getting some more CS. And you gotta how much money are you getting off of a CS versus the guaranteed 300 off a kill?
Exactly. I mean, if you look at everything right here, I mean, MSUM is still even with that. So was that really a good choice? I don't think so.
Okay, and you don't use your ability to... You're not using the Samira ability to just block and you get stun locked.
Samira and Yumi looking like they're going to be going down right here.
Yumi 100% dies here. There's not a world in which you've got 3 people that don't kill him.
Yeah, and it's a double kill.
Heimer the double kill. Yep, just why not?
There's just not too much that they could have done right there besides
getting a little bit more aggressive during like the start of the game, right?
I think the dragon pick, you're absolutely right. When they were in doing dragon, they should have been more aggressive. But then they choose to stay
he's got Brazil. Heimer's in Brazil now.
Heimerdinger going up against the
Mordekaiser.
But it doesn't look like Mordekaiser's are going to be able to
take the kill. You got to pop the W if you're Mordekaiser, and still dies. Get the assist.
Chef Freddy's back though. Unfortunately, gets stunned there.
Just eating the skill shots. I mean, you have your pseudo cleanse on Samira, so it's like it always feels bad every time you're not getting those kills. I feel like you got to flash.
However, does get the The Yumi
Can we potentially? Can we see a kill? And that's
taking
two
the tower shot
shutdowns
and gets double kill,
Oh,
and
that's
brings this game back
beautiful.
again. I mean, if you look at it, that was 150 from the Pike, and 150 from the Heimer. So that's essentially getting an extra, what, 100 gold for getting 2 people. That's like getting another kill. Viger does go down to the Yone again.
Now you're gonna eat a plate. It's a turret plating as well, and because the Yumi's not there, I think you get the full 160 if you're.
No, Yumi was.
Samira.
Yumi was.
Oh, Yumi did get some of the gold there.
Yumi was right there for that.
All right, now you stop getting aggressive and you run. You go.
Yes.
You spend your gold.
Look at this now. Samira is 3-1. I think this was an absolutely fantastic swap of characters. Yes. So it does look like the Heimerdinger does go the Leandries. Yeah,
all right, let's see what's
Leandries English.
Yep.
And then also,
it's such an early. Does Samira not have enough gold to purchase the mythic?
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like
that is tragic.
It looks like I'm trying to figure out the name of the ability.
Immortal Shield Bow, aka Cringe Bow.
Yes. So, I mean, that one's a 3100. Luden's is.
So is Leandri's.
Leandri's is, yeah. I mean, that should be about the same amount. So I'm
CS
shocked
is lower. I'm shocked. I'm actually
at the point that Heimerdinger had died. You know what it was? It was the boots.
It's the boots. Yeah. Oh, yep. You're right. You're completely right.
It's the boots and the.
I feel good about the boots, right? Because now you have the extra chase. Are you feeding? Okay, Samira does take the red buff in the end. That's what I was curious about.
I think that was a perfect play by them right there. I do want to, before we get back into the fight down bottom, I want to check out.
What's going on top? It looks like the Olaf just towered out for the rocket.
Unfortunately, that was just a little too late. But
too late. Yeah.
I mean, even I wanted to check out this lane, but the Viger Yone matchup is just. It's Viger and Yone.
It's Yone,
hit and run. You know.
Now you have to. The second the Yone's gone, you start pinging that, right?
Yes, and I don't think there was a single ping from MSUM. They maybe can't calming it though. So I mean, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt right there. But that's still 4v3 right there. If even that's the case.
So it looks like Shen tried to use the ulti a little while back, just based off pings in chat. Okay, I want to. Okay, it looks like Viger's getting towered down mid lane. It does it. He lived. I saw a Nunu and a Yone there, and coming out on top, or coming out not necessarily on top, but alive is the big part.
Yone does go in and flashes for it. Does get the kill, and
but if you're Yone, you take that, right? Because now that's free turret. You're not worried about pressure.
That was what 3 plates all to Yone. But Yone does get.
I don't like this play at all. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't know if this was good at all, but I mean, he can't go too much anywhere. And is he able to get it? No, he's unfortunately.
No, it's not.
Unfortunately, able to.
Immortal Shield
walk
go
away.
off of the. You gotta have the W up. You gotta have the W up.
The shield does deter the Nunu from killing right there.
Saves the life there, really. But you have when you're doing stuff like that, you gotta kill the Yone.
Exactly. I mean, Yone is back almost full health again because he was able to get a free back.
Yeah, and by the time he gets back to lane, it's like moot. Olaf with the flash, the ghost, you know.
Flash ghost. I mean, it's going to be a hard lane with Shen. I feel like Shen is going to just be, for all intents and purposes, going to be the team fight benefactor with the shields. I mean, that's what we really have Shen there for on this team right now. And
yeah, however, looking ahead for sure. However, looking ahead, we're just thinking these are the 2 toughest games on the schedule, 100% for MSUM, correct? Like,
I feel like it's supposed to be.
The rest of the teams that we faced off, and I'm just taking a look at. We're just taking a look at scheduling in the future. The rest of the teams definitely aren't tough, but these are rough 2 weeks for MSUM. Going on, back-to-back Masters plus players is it's brutal.
I mean, Viger does go down again to Yone while we were watching. I mean,
if you're Mordekaiser, you can take this. Like, there's not a single world in which you
I feel like right now, this should be a Mordekaiser kill, but.
Oh, but I forgot Yone's got a dash over the wall. He's got a lot of health. And I would like to note that once again, anti-heal has not. I'm not seeing anti-heal on behalf of
right now
on any team on any part of this.
Even with the Samira, I mean the shield bow, is still really good for even when they have heal, because that is what 15% of 15% of their health, or like,
whenever
like
you
that.
drop 30, whenever you drop below 30, it's you get your shield bow. Your
Oh
shield
yeah,
bow
I was
proc.
thinking about the other can't remember.
Okay, there's a scrappy fight. Technically, you have 3 players down, but one of them's a Yumi, so like.
I mean, like I said, I still don't feel like, while I do like Yumi, they're just not being as impactful as it could have been with another engaged champion.
And Mordekaiser just face checks the stun there. It's like,
what can you really do at that point with?
well, you pop your ghost too to try and chase down, get these. No, you didn't have ghost active. You had something, I thought, but it's rough.
I mean, might be
All right,
caught out right
Mordekaiser
here.
can take either Pike or. There we go.
Like,
Yeah, they go for the Nunu, which I would have preferred if they went for the Pike there.
The Pike
And
would
it
have
looks like
probably
they're
been
just running away. They're dead. They're dead as soon as they come out. And you feed the cut. And there's the cut.
And we just, I mean, Samira was in no position to assist right there. And again, if we're looking at objectives, I mean,
That's
Olaf
the
just
neutral,
stole blue.
Olaf's in farming Mordekaiser's jungle.
10k ahead, as well as getting 2 dragons already. I mean,
Yeah.
MSUM is sitting there looking to defend mid, but that's
It's
all they really
rough.
can do.
Yeah, it's rough, to say the least.
I mean, bottom turret going down
Bottom
to
turret
Yone.
gone, mid turret gone.
Heimerdinger looking to get red buff. I mean, it's actually pretty good for him, especially with his turrets.
Well, he can just
having-
take it, right?
Exactly.
He's not taking it necessarily because it's
Although,
good for him. Oh, the Viger
The
with the
Viger
steal.
steals the red buff, and he just
It's like
waddles
you'd rather
away.
have the Vigar take it than the enemy
Yep.
team, right?
Exactly.
Any day of the week, really.
You don't let that happen.
You don't let that happen.
It looks like Samira is getting caught out with the Yumi,
shit.
unable to do anything.
That's a lot of
However,
ultimates there.
that was 3 ultimates, it looked like.
2, because you had the Yone R, which was
No,
the
oh,
big
you're
stun.
right. Yeah,
And then,
the Pike held his ulti.
Pike held ulti, and then Heimer also held ulti, I want to say.
Vigor
Now,
is
you can
trying to
just use
get the
this
Pike.
blast cone if you're Pike, right? To escape that, but you're not worried about escaping. You're on the hunt. You're going to try and chase down, you're going to try and get that kill, but
He
not
has
gonna,
vision right
not
there.
gonna be
He
able to
could still
find
kill
it.
him.
Okay, you hook the Mordekaiser, but he doesn't get hooked over. Oh, but the Mordekaiser still takes 1,000,000 damage anyways.
Barely-
And dies to the Leandri
Barely misses it, but
bird.
the Leandries is just enough. I mean, what can you really do here for MSUM? I mean, it's just a repeat of last game, it looks like, just with different characters.
Potentially arguably worse, because it's only 16 minutes in, and they're hunting for that in-hit turret. Shelly gets you get 1 hit on the turret. All right, you're gonna try and see if you can hunt for 2. Okay, nope, never mind. Once again, you kill the Rift Herald before it gets down, but like, at what point do you prefer having it for yourself?
Just, I feel like instead of waiting for them to get Rift Herald, they should have possibly tried to get Rift Herald themselves. I mean,
Exactly.
again, they have bounties on every single outer turret. Samira sees that the Yone is hiding it in just most likely just intuition because there's no wards there. But I'd be shocked if anybody on MSUM right now gets a solo kill. I mean,
well, everyone's so far ahead on behalf. Yone's at 2 item power, so like he's got the he's got cringe bow, he's got the shield bow, he's got
Infinity
the
Edge.
IE, and that's so because those of you who don't play Yone, that is 100% crit chance. Normally you build IE, but because you're Yone or Yasuo, you're getting free crit chance,
exactly.
which just makes it so good. And the Yone's
Tiger
gonna go-
does miss the
I-
flash,
he
unfortunately,
gets the
unable to
flash,
get
he gets the cage, but it doesn't matter because he's gonna die to somebody else. Yep.
it. And I
Point
mean,
is moot.
Slane
And you have the
is
Mordekaiser
trying to-
1v4. Okay, you kill the Pike dies here, right? There's not a world in which Pike
I don't think
lives
so.
this.
I mean, he's fast enough
No,
that he
he's-
might be able to do this. He just waits it out. He was invisible
Yep.
for most of that.
but
I
even,
mean-
well, he's invisible but not untargetable is the key thing here. If you're Mordekaiser, you can still guess like, hey, I'm gonna just throw that on there. But it looks like the saving grace is it's not as fast of a game as it is
I mean, hey,
as last game was.
They
You
just
got-
pushed it back.
You got 28 seconds to try and kill it here if you're or to try and end the game if you're Iowa. So, which I don't think is going to
Shen
happen.
does miss the taunt, but I mean, I think that was a saving grace right there. Since, I mean,
CC immune on Olaf is so good.
I mean, granted, he didn't get the kill, but I mean, Heimerdinger picks it up.
He gets an assist. Heimer's just doing so much stuff. Mordekaiser's been unable to farm the entire game. It feels like he's just been like, do I chase the kills or do I do whatever? But the problem is he's not getting the kills. He's going for one or the other, but he's not getting any.
Although the Yumi does get Nunu. I mean, I think
but I feel like
just has
you
to
want
pick
anyone else to get that, right?
Yes,
like,
but I also think
that
there's just nobody else there. I mean,
you get a kill, but Yumi's the least
already.
impactful person on their roster right now. And like as far as kills or as far as gold ratio goes, like if you're Samira, you want that.
I mean, looking at it all, I mean, Mordekaiser was down, Samira was down at the same time. Yumi was the only one up at that point with Viger and Shen. I don't think that there was too many other options to put that gold.
Now, if you're red team, if you're Iowa, do you just go for the Baron?
I feel like if I was in their situation, I don't feel like I would even need it at this point. I mean, you're 20 to 5.
You don't need it, but it's like your insurance policy, right? You're 15 kills
I feel like if they were smart, they would go to it and like look right now.
Yeah.
And we have some.
You got the new
we have some emotes going out.
So yep, they got 8 minutes before the Baron spawns. You feel like MSUM has to know that that this is what they're doing, right?
Yeah, I think they do, but what can they do about this?
Exactly. Look at this get absolutely melted.
It is astronomical.
That was a sub 10 second.
Crazy.
That was a sub 10 second Baron kill. And you feel like this, if you're MSUM, this is the final nail in the coffin, right? They've got the Baron buff now. They were already pushing you in extremely well without it, but
I definitely feel like what they should have done there is try to contest it, because you have the Viger, you have the Shen, you have the Samira. You can do so much to counter it. But again, we get another just kill onto the. And
the Olaf can just ult out of there. That's so gross. Okay, maybe you
Olaf actually does go down.
There's Vigar with a shotty. All right, that's good. That's good.
Mordekaiser
slowly in the ult now.
Going through. Heimerdinger is going extremely quick and does get a tower shot down to kill.
And the Yumi with another shutdown.
I feel like Yumi should be more attentive to that, because they're just taking gold away from people that really need it right now on the MSUM side. I mean, Mordekaiser with anything worth speed, I think this would be perfect. There's nothing like.
Well, they can't even contest the Yone. Look, he's level 15.
It looks like Nunu and Willempart easily.
Oh, I'm gonna say, can we get an item check for a potential anti-heal?
Oh yes. Still nothing.
One item.
We have one item and it's not even fully built right now.
Yumi has Oblivion Orb.
But what does that build onto for Yumi?
Morna Celanomicon.
The Morellonomicon?
The book. It builds the book.
It would be Morellonomicon, but like that's not even like an item that Yumi should be looking for. I feel like that should be what Viger's looking for. And
absolutely.
instead of Everfrost, I know that it's a good ability for Viger. I would have loved to see it first item. It would have worked so well for this. Chef Freddy does get the kill on Heimer.
At least they're getting. The one thing you can say is they're getting cocky now, right? It's like
they're giving up free kills, and they may not worry about it, but this could be their downfall. I mean, I've seen.
The Mordekaiser just dies here, though. That's right.
Yeah, Mordekaiser just can't really do too much anything right there.
No,
I mean, his ulti's not up. We have Dragon in a few, but just looking at this, Chef Freddy looks like he's the only one that's able to do anything right now on the team. Yumi saving the Viger from potential death, but honestly, there's just too much going on right now.
Well, you've got the super minions coming into base now. The use of Zonias has been fantastic out of Iowa's support.
Exactly. I mean, look at this. It was even stopwatch still. Again,
it's
not even full build.
Yeah.
They have one use, and they use it.
And they get it perfect every time.
Yep.
That's a huge ult for Yone.
That is.
Cringe.
Yeah,
health
Yoda
bars are
dies, but
dropping.
this is
Crazy
the end.
amounts. Although the Samira going in with the
Samira
turrets.
going crazy.
This could be good for MSUM if Samira can get a bit of health right now and then go back in.
You got the Heimerdinger there. You gotta be
You
worried
have the
about that.
Heimerdinger, so you do have to worry about the grenade.
If they're just gonna concede, the objective, right? Like this is the game, yeah. Because the super minions do too much.
They just can't get out of base right now to do anything. And Slane does try to get it out, but get ultied on, and Nunu just doing Nunu weird things, you know.
Tough games tonight.
Tough games. We did see it come back a little bit. While it wasn't what we wanted, we definitely saw some very good play come out of it at the end.
Yep, exactly. You could MSU. They just need to, just learn to play a little bit more as a team. Start sticking together a little bit, and that's all. That's all you need. Tough 2 weeks, but we hope to see you guys next week. Then.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for coming in and watching. It unfortunate letdown for MSUM once again. However, I do feel like I did see a little bit of a better look on them this game compared to last game. I mean, the game
Absolutely, they're playing a bit more as a team. It looks like their bands have been doing a lot better. It looks like they've been talking through that at least. So it's good to see. We hope to see you guys next week. And once again, thank you for joining. I'm Connor.
And I'm Sam. And we will see you next week on Monday.
All right.